Let's take a quick overview of NotebookLM as of 2026, January, kind of mid-January 2026. All right, so in many ways it hasn't changed a huge amount, but there are some key things that we want to notice, and we'll go over everything just in case you haven't used NotebookLM before. So over here on the left is where you upload or find searches. I'm not going to do the search internal, um, but you can. And you can both focus it on your Google Drive or on the web. So this is one way you might pull in, say, PDFs or research papers of whatever kind that you've downloaded from other sources and have them in here as a way to get up to speed or kind of review things. In this case, I've taken an open source physics textbook from OpenStax, and I chopped it up into chapters and brought it in here. So that's what you see. Those have already been uploaded. You can just click on this add button and you can upload files. Do take note that the types of files you can upload are limited, but you can often get it in there if it is a Google file and select it from your drive. So if you have like an Excel spreadsheet and you put it in Google Drive and open it in Google Sheets, you'd be able to put the Google Sheets version into NotebookLM. So it's worth realizing that because it's not necessarily intuitive. So once you've got sources in here, NotebookLM is what they call grounded, in that it's going to try and limit its responses to the information that you've got uploaded here. And it will provide links back, like you can see here. I've got a question, and then in its response, I have clickable footnotes that highlight where the answer came from. In this case, it came from two separate places, but both places are highlighted, and I can verify that those things are true. One of the things that will make for better responses is being able to target individual pieces of content when you ask questions. So you see here, I could select all of them and have it look across, which might be useful in making connections, that sort of thing. But I can also uncheck it and say, just check one or two, and now when I ask a question, it will only look at those two sources, and that can be really valuable to be able to select, unselect different pieces as you query it here in this text source. So what you want to take note of in the chat is a couple things. So one, let's look at configuration. So by default, it's just going to be default, but you can set it up to be a learning guide, or you can set custom instructions, like maybe you prefer briefer responses, maybe you want elevated vocabulary. That sort of thing can be defined here. And once you've got it defined, you can hit save, and it should apply to the notebook as a whole. So that can be really useful. Do take note, previously the chats just disappeared. Now they stick around, but that also means that you have to delete them manually when you want to get rid of them. What you can do is, if you find something you like, you can't copy it, say put it into a Google Doc or something. You can also save to a note, which will show up here. So if I said save to note, it's going to generate a note, which I can rename. I can't edit this, but I could export it to docs or sheets, so that can be useful. So this main chat piece works as you'd expect. And the other thing that you want to note is, in Studio, we've got a bunch of different things we can make automatically. Newer things, infographics, slide decks, quizzes and flashcards. The others have been around for a while. Do take note of the pencil icon for each of these items. This is where you can refine things, both through prompts and through some of the built-in pieces that they've provided. So, it's worth kind of taking a look in here and seeing what options you have. But again, this is where being able to select individual pieces can be really useful, both in terms of making it happen faster and being more specific. So if I check the box for chapter 2 and generate a quiz, it will be just on chapter 2. Or if I want to do an audio overview, that sort of thing. it's just going to look at the checked items here. So maybe you want something broad across all of them, but you can also target it, and we encourage you to do so when it makes sense. When these things are created, they're going to stay here automatically. You can name them, you can download them, you can share them as individual items. I'm not a huge fan of the slide deck. It does say beta for a reason. The slides are PDFs, which are not easily editable. So this is all likely going to start bridging into Google file types. So I expect the slide deck will build into a Google Slides presentation in the near future. But currently, it's of limited value to me. You may like what you get. But it's worth checking these out. You can share these notebooks with students in your class, with other Middlebury community members, that sort of thing, but it is restricted because it's in the Middlebury community to just people with Middlebury addresses. If you end up with any questions, please reach out to D-Link.